Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Astrodology with Astrid. This episode is focused on moon lore, and we're here to celebrate, and I mean celebrate, the full moon in Leo. I'm recording this February 1st, the day of the full moon. I typically try to do 2 or 3 days in advance, but it's the way everything panned out. And this is such an important lunation, I did not want to miss it. So February 1st, January is a check. It's so amazing to me how fast January zoomed by. January is always a busy month. There's a lot going on energetically, especially here in Southern California. But February 1st, let's start off with the numerology. The first is always a good day, the first day of every month. In fact, maybe you make a little ritual of the first of every month. One is always like a new beginning, a fresh start, like a reset. So here we are in 2026, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals a 10. So we can hold the space for this 10 energy because the 1 is leadership, fresh beginnings and starts, and that 0 is ground level 0, creator energy. So today is a 1, February 1st, and this is happening on February 2026, which is also a 1. This is the 4th consecutive full moon at 13 degrees. I probably talk about this all the time for the number 13, but number 13 reduces to a 4. And the best analogy of explaining what 4 energy is all about is to talk about 2020. 2020 was a 4. Think about how we were sheltered in place and we were grounded down literally. So enough said on that. This is probably going to be a longer episode because I absolutely love the energy and the sign of Leo for both men and women. So today on the 26th, on February 26th, this moon will be luminescent, and as it fully lands and arrives in the energy of Leo. This is happening right now in the heart of winter because winter is December, January, and February. So it symbolizes this heat and this flare of courage, energy, warmth, exuberance, confidence. We're connected to our own creative spirit. Full moons in themselves, it's a part of the culmination of the cycle. So the cycle is new moon, full moon. And so this is about, full moons are about natural endings in our lives. It's about releasing and letting go. So the easiest thing that we can do is just let January go. If you're like me, maybe there are things you felt like you should have accomplished more of. But I really feel like January was just like to get resorted. It was a resorting time to kind of sort and compartmentalize so that we could move forward and really go into this new year. But this full moon is illuminating and shining the light on things in our lives. When I think of Leo, I always think of royalty. I think of regality. So regal and radiant Leo, the light that comes in with this moon feels dramatic. It feels very personal because Leo governs the heart. And pride is another big thing about Leo. You know, it's about how proud are we of what we accomplished in 2025 and what is the pride we will feel as we close out this year, as we move forward in the year. And the thing is Leo encourages us always, no matter what is going on, is to fully live with an open heart, to hold space for everything. This powerful winter moon, it's like an invitation to release, and have confidence in our creativity, and know that renewal is available to us anytime, especially as we prepare to go forward in spring. This snow moon, as it's also known as, is a bridge, kind of like a threshold between the deep cold of winter, and then we can already feel the light of spring starting to come in. So this full moon is offering clarity of really what we're ready to leave behind. So this moon is shining a spotlight on let it go, let the past go. So we need to leave behind. What are we leaving behind so that new things can begin to grow? Now, February is one of the most important months of 2026 because it contains within it astrology that is pretty rare. All the astrologers are talking about it. If you're into astrology, even if you're not, through social media, everyone's talking about all the things that are happening at once, because this month is home to a once in a 165-year cycle that we are fortunate enough to live and see in our lifetimes, because Aries is moving into Neptune until 2039. I want to read you an excerpt from Chani Nicholas. Chani Nicholas has her own website. I follow her on YouTube, and this is what she has to say. Monday, 1/26, Neptune entered Aries. The last time that it entered Aries, and it'll be here from March. So she said, it entered in March and October 2025. We had a taste of, she says it's kind of like a testing period that we have. But Neptune is about the ideals and the visions. This is our signal to make sure that we are actively dreaming and dreaming on purpose. We are visualizing the world we want to create. We are seeing our imagination the way forward and the next steps forward. We don't know how we're going to get there, but the point of Neptune is to say you have the power to create something beyond what you believe. And to go off the note here for a moment, what you believe is not what you see. It's like what you believe uncontestedly, and what you believe without doubt, what you believe for certain. Saturn is the last planet we see. So because Neptune is beyond Saturn. Neptune is intoxication, fantasy, and the delusion of creativity. It's a transpersonal planet. Neptune is on the other side of what we can see with our naked eyes. Neptune kind of feels like not of this world. And the big signature of Neptune is what is our ideal and how are we moving forward towards it. So Aries, I love this thought that she says, Aries brings a war of ideas, such as who is better to win, because Aries is a warrior sign. And having this energy in Aries, we're going to have to temper that need. We want to choose our battles and fight with consciousness. So this is about important creativity. So as Neptune shifts into his new sign, like I said, the last time we had Aries and Neptune, we had a civil war, the emergence of the KKK, and it was smack dab in the middle of the civil rights movement. Pretty potent, pretty powerful time. We've gotten to live, I swear to you, some extraordinary events in history and astrologically and from the cosmos. It's pretty fascinating. What I love about Leo is it is ruled by the sun. And we as human beings, plant life, animal life, we are all also ruled by the sun. So whenever Leo is on deck, whether it's a full moon or its own new moon, or it's in Leo season, sun is represented by our humanness. Opposite Leo sits Aquarius. And now we are sitting in Aquarius season. So this is really potent. So Leo and Aquarius are the opposites. So suffice it to say, if you're a fire signs thrive having their air partner. So in this case, Aquarius is the partner of Leo. This is a power combination to me because Aquarius is super smart. They're the AI, they're the technology, they're the future. They keep us moving forward and on track with innovation. And then you have Leo, who has the strength and the courage and the confidence to bring these ideas forward. But what's also happening with the sun right now is crazy. The sun is in a powerful stellium. To remind you, a stellium is when 3 or more planets are sitting in a particular energy. So the sun stellium is with Pluto, Mars, Venus, and Mercury are all in Aquarius. This is creating a 5-pointed star. So this is a powerful time. This new moon or this full moon is a powerful time. So from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, all 3 of these numbers are powerful on their own. The 1st is new beginning, fresh start. 2 is partnership, it's about collaboration. And 3 is creativity. So the impact and the full intensity, the peak of this full moon is the first 3 days. But we have 2 weeks to live out its energy. So don't worry. Whenever you hear this podcast, if you hear it a few days after the full moon, we have 2 weeks until we get to the next new moon to live out this energy. The idea behind this moon, especially when Leo is on deck, is to turn to your heart for your answers. Leo governs the heart, and the idea is the energy will be activating and surprising for all of us in unexpected ways. And when I think of unexpected ways, I naturally think like positive, good. But we could find some surprising news because of Neptune, surprising news. So things could be unexpected ways, could be unexpectedly that will elevate us and unexpectedly that may make us pause. When I think of Aquarius, Aquarius represents liberation and freedom. Leo is a personal sign and it's about your personal expression. So it's about being totally comfortable with whatever you feel and wherever you are. This is one of the superpowers of Leo. And Leo doesn't try to fit into a particular doctrine. You know why? Because Leo is the king of the jungle. It's the natural born leader. Leo rules the heart. So it literally is about following and listening to your heart. And expect drama and flair. That's what Leo is here to give us. Like each of the signs in the zodiac gives us different things. In 2 weeks, just as we hit the new moon that's upcoming, we head into eclipse season. And so Leo, this full moon in Leo is like the precursor to allowing us to be really loud, but not be too much, because fire signs are creative signs and they're really tied to their guts. Because when you think of fire in the chakras is located in your belly, like a belly of fire. It's where we process, and that's where our sun center hits. So we move from our gut knowing. So we connect with the creative pulse of life that literally is pulsing through us in our bellies because of that. So this eclipse will be in Aquarius season. So you don't want to miss that episode. With Pluto on deck, stirring things up too. Pluto is the wealth of information that's underneath our lives. It's like in the soil. So as we go through this full moon, the fog lifts, our calendars fill up, and all of a sudden, we may get that pressure to finally be productive. If we didn't have it in January, because a lot went on from a social perspective, there were so many horrific incidences that happened that no wonder maybe we were a little bit more quiet. But coming into the new year, it was the energy said, just kind of float into the new year. Don't worry about getting a bunch of stuff done in January. So that held true. But our nervous system, especially if you're an A-type personality, you're a very productive person, you work at a high level and you like to get things done, similar to me, it feels weird to your nervous system. You know, sometimes when we're quiet, our nervous systems can feel threatened, especially if we're so used to living a life full of so much busyness. So the idea is we're going to re-enter into February, and we're going to enter it without worrying about what we didn't accomplish in January. We're going to let that go, and that's what that full moon is here to help us. So anyway, let's continue on. So we don't need to worry about a hard reset. The idea is to really, and we started talking about this last year, folks, in 2025, that the superpower is really to be able to follow and live from your heart. Small steps aren't a setback. You know, what is it? A journey of 1,000 miles or 10,000 miles begins with just one step. So the Leo full moon and the start of eclipse season will represent a climax point for this lunar cycle. So we'll talk about in the next episode. But this full moon in relationships, because Venus is on deck here too. Venus is the planet of love and relationships, and it's activated under this full moon. And it's so perfect because Leo is a heart-focused sign of the zodiac. We've got Valentine's Day coming through here this month. We've got President's Day coming through this month. And so we're called, we're asked, we're begged, we're pleaded with literally to lead with our hearts and to connect to the wisdom they are sharing with us. Our heart has a brain. I've said this numerous times, and so oftentimes we lead with our head. So many of us get caught up with our thoughts and minds, which, our thoughts and minds are important, especially with Aquarius sitting across the way. We need to use wisdom and we need to use our brains. But are we missing some of the picture if we don't acknowledge the wisdom that lives in our hearts, and also I would throw in here our guts as well? So when we listen to the hearts, the wisdom of our hearts, we have to get out of the mind. We have to set the mind aside and get into our bodies. When we connect with the heart, it's about a feeling state. It's about feeling what we are, literally what we are feeling. When we use things like my heart is broken, my heart's not into it, those are feeling states. So the idea is, I often say, just put your hand on your heart and close your eyes, and you'll instantly be connected with that heart energy. And you can say, heart, what are you trying to say to me? What are you trying to tell me? In our work, the hardest part is to trust the answers that arise. Now, the answers may not arise right away, but over time, the more you put your hand to your heart and ask your heart, what are you trying to tell me? You'll get an insight, you'll get an aha moment. Maybe it'll come through a dream, and then you can write it down. This full moon in Leo holds some fire. Leo is a fiery sign. Leo is fiery energy. And there's a lot of cosmic energy that's underpinning this fire sign. And 6 signs are in air signs. So air fuels that fire. Air energy is going to continue to ramp up and fan the flames of this fire energy. It's going to bring some heat. And with heat comes some tension likely. But this is not the kind of tension that we want to run from. This kind of tension we want to embrace. This is what I call in my yoga practice when I teach, when people have tightness or stiffness, I call it healthy tension. So we're seeing this play out already on the world stage, not just in the United States, but around the world. But it's pretty crazy and horrific here in the United States. So in the midst of all of this, if we get back to grounding ourselves, focusing ourselves, like literally becoming our own spiritual warriors, because our grounded, focused energy is going to be needed as we go forward. Leo is a fun, playful, and creative sign. Leo is always about having a good time, having good food, and being light-hearted tone. Leo is always the gag and the fun of the gatherings. So the idea is, things can bother us and we can have troubles and concerns, but we don't have to always 24/7 bear the heaviness and weight of what is bothering us. So in a way, the best thing we can do is just to simplify things, slow things down, and then ask yourself, how can you take whatever is troubling you and lean into the idea of drilling it down to its least common denominator? Can you find a way to take a more simpler approach, or sometimes just clearing clutter, literally like on a visceral physical level? If you look around your space and there's a lot of clutter, sometimes clutter can be a blockage. I wouldn't say even sometimes, in feng shui, clutter and things stacked up literally blocks energy. So don't overthink if a simple answer comes through. Sometimes I've had answers like, if I ask my heart, what should I do? And it says rest. It's like, what? But that may be the best answer. So maybe in that rest, if I just take a 15, 10, 20-minute nap, which is rare for me, but maybe I'll have a dream, or maybe I have some insight. So this 2026 full moon holds, as you can hear, a lot of spiritual significance. The full moon is a power of culmination, illumination, and release. So this is a time when the cosmic spotlight is shined, where emotions rise, truths come to the surface, and honestly, if you're a seeker like me, clarity becomes unavoidable. I love clarity. I love the truth, no matter how bad it may hurt. I'd rather live in the light of truth than in the darkness of ignorance, anytime, any day. So anyway, this snow moon blends the quiet energy of the season with boldness, a heart-centered fire of Leo it's like the two opposites. While it's cold outside, it's also warm at the same time. So why is this called the snow moon? The name and meaning of the snow moon comes from the indigenous and folk lunar traditions. So reflecting the deep snowfalls that typically, in the northern hemisphere in particular, this snow blankets these areas in February. And historically, this is one of the most demanding months of winter. All around, I think on the East Coast, they had a bunch of snow that came through. But it's a time when resources, back in our ancestors' days, resources were very limited because it was blanketed either with snow or with coal, and personal endurance was tested and survival was tested, and it depended on inner strength. And what I'll say here is also community coming together and working together. So spiritually, snow moons remind us that stillness is not inactivity. This is probably a mantra I should take on. Stillness is not inactivity. Just because you're sitting still, because stillness is coming through as the new medicine. So beneath that frozen hard ground, life is quietly preparing for rebirth. The moon invites us to slow down, turn inward, and honor the unseen workings happening within ourselves. It's a seed theory. Just because we plant a seed and we don't see the sprout come up instantly and right away, there's a time-space reality. So we think of this snow moon theme, this fiery energy. We think about reflection and introspection. We think about trusting in the timing. We think about our own personal spiritual growth. We are preparing for springtime, for renewal, for new birth, because as I've said in the past, I earnestly believe the start of the new year, the real go time is in March, when we start to march forward on March 4th, and that spring light and the spring buds start to sprout up. We're going into such powerful times ahead. The February 2026 full moon occurs, and it's ruled by the sun. And again, confidence, courage, creativity, and really heartfelt self-expression. How do we show up in the world? This is usually a theme of Leo, because Leo is governed by the 5th house, and it's about being out in the world. It's about being on stage. But are you living authentically? Are you allowing your life to be overshadowed by seeking approval? Are you honoring your passions and your desires, or are you suppressing them? And then where in what area of your life are you being called to lead with the heart? Not just in relationships. It could be in education, it could be in cooking, it could be in travel. But where are you led to lead with your heart? Typically, it helps to lead us with helping others. So emotions, it's a time to connect with your deep emotions, to recognition and love. Leo is the lover of the zodiac. Whenever you're around Leo men and women, you feel their love, and they just hold the space of love. So the timing of this full moon makes it very, very potent and important to help us set the energetic tone for the months ahead. So use this full moon in February to release any residual stuff from 2025, any residual drama from January, and start to prepare for the new upcoming cycle in March. It's about closing emotional cycles, any heaviness or anything that's dragging us down from winter. It's about clearing, just starting to clear. So we may take the next couple of months to clear this until we get to Aries, when Aries comes on deck. So Aries is the number one sign. We'll close out this season with Pisces, but until we get to Aries. It's a reminder that when we plant new seeds, we have to clear space for them to grow, internally and spiritually. So think about release and renewal. Think about heart-centered awareness. Think about creative awakening. Think about balancing fire with stillness, because that fire wants us to move. So Leo will bring the warmth and passion, but because of the snow element of it, it shows us that our true power comes from balancing our actions with our reflections and our intentions. There's a magical opportunity under this snow moon because it offers supportive energy for heart-centered intention setting, self-empowerment rituals, creative and expressive magic, energetic cleansing of your spaces, your tools, and your emotional residue. It's a great time to sage. If you didn't sage coming into the new year, it's a great time to set your tools out under the moonlight so they can get charged. And this is a particularly important time for manifestation, especially around business goals, creative goals, and confidence, creating confidence for yourself. So really focus on reigniting, get back to the passions that really woke you up in your life. Maybe it's about returning to playing music. Maybe it's returning to reading. Whatever it is, reignite your joy and your creativity for the things that really, purely, deeply matter to your heart. And find time, make the time, demand the time to listen to your emotional needs. This is about reclaiming self-trust, because when someone breaches us, someone hurts us, or something goes awry, the minute we turn it back to ourselves and we own it and we claim it, we disempower it. We disempower the energy. And when we bring it back into our fold, it helps us start to build and regain more and more confidence. It's about preparing your spring intentions. We use this quieter, colder time to prepare for intentions. You wouldn't know about the cold and quiet because as I'm recording this in Southern California, it's one of the most beautiful, brilliant, gorgeous days. It's warm here right now. Okay, what to do? Oftentimes people forget. It's ritual time, folks. Whenever there's a full moon, it's ritual times. Your ritual could just simply be prayer. Your ritual could be sitting on a patio or a deck, having a glass of wine, looking out at nature. But it's intention and vision work. It's about charging your tools. It's about making a release. Journaling. Journaling is always appropriate anytime there's a lunation. So while the moon is out there glowing, it's also a time for us to glow within. Think about how we can glow within, how we can really connect with that inner light that is our birthright. So with the sun being joined by Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto, this is saturating the atmosphere with intuitive, independent, and revolutionary energy. The cluster of Aquarius planets overwhelms the Leo moon and could reveal the risk of us feeling like we're losing ourselves and our identity under the pressure to be correct, involved, and on trend. But the idea is we can't serve the world if we have not paid attention and stoked the fires that live within us. The full moon is a revelation of where we are diluting our true essence because it's shining that spotlight on us. And Leo reminds us not to worry about fitting into the crowd, reminding us that our real contribution to the world and the collective requires us to have the courage to be seen in our most unique, unapologetic, and unpolished being state. This time of this full moon helps us reclaim our individuality with that Aquarian energy and asking us to get more engaged in social connection, but also ensure that our involvement with relationship to others is coming from an authentic place rather than a place of guilt or a place of performance. Think about the unique ways that you shine. Think about the people who really make your heart sing. Think about your own loving, generous, romantic nature, because Leo is a very generous sign once they've seen to themselves. Think about your childlike wonder. Feel like, where are the places in your life that you feel like a leader? Where do you feel like a leader? And to close out, be passionate and not performance. Give your heart the ability to speak and really listen to it. Tune into your heart, that ruling part that's ruled by Leo, and let it speak and roar volumes. Wow, I hope you really enjoyed this episode. I really talk about heart-centered. It really felt good in my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's always just a pleasure to know that you're out there somewhere listening. And whenever you hear this podcast, I'm 100% certain there's a pearl of wisdom within there that you can take away. But again, with this Aries entering Neptune, when the Civil War was started, 1966 was the last time that we had this energy in our lives. And just to think that it was all about the civil rights movement and fighting for people's humanity. And here we are again. So do your part by making sure that you are steady, that you are coming from a place of calm, and that you are coming from a place of wholeness, because we need more whole and imaginative and creative and generous people in this world. Have a great week ahead, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Astrodology with Astrid. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm at Coda Life Goddess, COTALIFE, Coda Life Goddess, and I will follow you back. Until then, namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at CodaLife.com. Coda is COTA, Coda Life Goddess or CodaLife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.